Hi everyone, thanks for checking out my video. I thought that I would make a tonsillectomy and septoplasty recovery video because as many people have said in their videos that they really got me through mine. A lot of the tips that I learned from them, a lot of the pain management techniques and things like that were the reason that I recovered quite well in my surgery, and I want to make sure that I can help where I can. If you notice, I'm still breathing through my mouth while speaking. It's not because the surgery didn't go well, but because I still have the septoplasty splints in my nose. Today is day 14 for me, and so I have my appointment with my surgeon tomorrow morning to take these out so that I can go back to normal. But I figured that what I want to do today is kind of highlight a little bit about my experience because I think it's a little bit unique compared to some of the other ones that I saw online, and address some of the gaps that I felt there were in some of these videos. Not to say that they weren't incredibly helpful, and the reason I, even managed to get through the pain on my own. I actually live with just a roommate. My family is not here, so I really relied heavily on these videos. So I'm not going to do a day-by-day vlog because I'm basically making this at the end of my recovery. I didn't really have the capacity to film during the surgery and stuff, so I'm just going to do highlights from the beginning. So let's say the recovery period is 14 days, given that today is the 14th day. I had my surgery 2 weeks ago on a Tuesday. I am based in Montreal, Canada. The healthcare system here is largely in French, which is not my first language. And I don't have a Canadian family doctor, which is the person that helps you make these experiences more personalized, more hands-on and that sort of thing. I kind of went just with a referral and a specialist and hoping for the best. So I did my surgery in the CHUM hospital here. I heard that I would have my surgery on Tuesday on the Friday the week before, and they just said like come at 7 a.m. and be prepared. And so I did it, and I got there at 7 a.m. They gave me like a ticket, a number, and I got a piece of paper all in French that was like, you're getting a tonsillectomy, a septoplasty, and the reduction of the tissue at the top of the nose here. So I learned that I was getting those surgeries day off. And so then you get your number. They take you into like a preparation room and you wait to be called. They took my blood pressure, they did like a blood test as well. And then I just had to sort of wait from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. for my surgery. The surgery itself, I met the anesthesiologist just as I was going into the surgery room. He explained to me that, I had a bunch of questions. The questions that I had were like, about anesthesia, is it possible for people to wake up, that sort of thing. Let me take a minute and talk about anesthesia today. So in the past, you would get sort of like an injection, and then that typically wears off 4 or 5 hours after. I had the anesthesia where they put a mask and they do an injection like through the IV at the same time, but it's like updated every few minutes while you're in the surgery, and as soon as they stop feeding the anesthesia to you, you wake up. So I woke up like 10 minutes after the surgery was over, but not to worry, I was super worried about this. I didn't wake up at all through the surgery. It just feels like this icy cold thing going into your arm, and I felt like my muscles were all just stopping, and then I just blacked out and woke up when it was over. So it really was fine. When I woke up, I don't really remember much. I was really exhausted. We were just in the hospital waiting for maybe TMI, but waiting for me to pee, because if you don't pee, that means that your bladder is still frozen from the anesthesia, and they don't let you go home until that's done. So we did that and we came home. So let me get into like the highlights of the recovery. I would say the pain day 1 to 3 was actually not that bad. If you've had really bad strep throat or tonsil pain in the past, it's not much worse than that. In my experience, it wasn't much worse than that. It was bad, like tonsillitis is bad, but it's like that kind of severity. Day 4, I felt some of the scabs were starting to shed, and that invited like a different type of pain. I felt like there was like, this thickness and this like heaviness in my throat that when I had a painkiller kind of reduced. But when the scabs were shedding, I felt like these sharp, like needles in my throat, and I felt like the scabs on the left came off first, so I would have like this heaviness from the scabs on this side and like the sharp stinging pain on this side, and it just was so weird to have two completely different types of pain at the same time. What helped me with that was like the putting the ice pack for sure, but also I realized that part of that was because my nerves were stressed and it wasn't just muscle. And I read that for nerve pain, you alternate like heat and cold. And so I have a electric heating pack because I read that that helps with ear pain as well. So I just put the heat pack, then the ice pack, then the heat pack, and that sharp pain like reduced. But it wasn't really because of the painkiller. The painkiller took care of the scab pain pretty well, but not so much with the stabbing kind of pain. So yeah, day 4 and 5 were a little bit rough. And then again, I felt much better 6, 7. And then seventh night also was so bad. I randomly, like, my head started hurting. I felt like my vision was getting foggy. I was so exhausted. The pain, like the stabbing pain was now on both sides because the scabs were starting to come off. And my ears would hurt so much every morning. And the heat really does help. It also helped me sleep. The heat helps in the morning, but it also I put it on my pillow and slept on it, and that was really helpful as well. Day 7 and 8, the pain was pretty bad, and then after that, I kind of came out of all of that feeling better. I still, in the morning, if my throat gets really dry in the night, I still have a bit of pain, but I haven't had a painkiller since day 11. I feel like most people stop their videos around day 10, so I don't actually know if other people have had to have painkillers later, but I haven't. I had one or two just when it got bad, but it hasn't been that bad. So some of the things that really made a difference. So in Canada, they don't give you codeine, like which I see oxycodone and stuff, which a lot of the American videos have had. I got morphine, dimorphone, something like that. I only tried it on day 4. It made me so dizzy and nauseous, and it didn't address that stabbing pain at all. And I was like, I'm dizzy, I'm nauseous, and it's not helping my pain. So why am I taking this terrible medicine? So I just waited for 4 hours for it to wear off, and then I just went back to Tylenol. The tablets are hard to swallow for the first 2 days, but we don't get Tylenol dissolve packs here, which is what a lot of the videos recommend that you get, the Tylenol dissolve packs. So what we did was we powdered up some of the Tylenol tablets that we purchased, and I also got the kids liquid, like it comes with a dropper. So I found that was really nice. Like I would open my throat and kind of just drop it at the back, and because it has a bit of a numbing thing, that really soothed my throat as well. So I really enjoyed the liquid one for the first few days. We also tried the suspension, which is like a thicker one. If you're oscillating between the two, the dropper bottle is smaller, but don't get the suspension. It's too thick. It's hard to swallow, and it burned a little bit. I feel like the bubblegum flavor or whatever they put in there, it stings. So I wouldn't super recommend that compared to the dropper. What really saved me, and it's another recommendation from these videos, is aloe vera juice. Oh my god. The first 2 or 3 days, I couldn't swallow water. If I tried to put water in my mouth, my throat was like, nah, bitch. And it was like blocking the water, and I couldn't swallow it. But if I had cold aloe vera juice, it was just going right down. The aloe vera juice you get here has pulp in it, which I couldn't swallow. So we strained out the pulp and just drank the cold aloe vera juice. It's really good. I highly recommend buying some of that. Another thing that didn't work for me at all was applesauce. Anything grainy, like applesauce, mashed potatoes, these things that people say you should be able to eat, I couldn't swallow it because the grains from the applesauce were like just getting stuck in my throat, and I had to swallow like 4 or 5 times per tablespoon of applesauce. And when your throat is so swollen, that action of swallowing is exhausting and really hurts. So I barely made it through 2 tablespoons of applesauce the one day that I tried it. What I lived off of on the really bad, painful days was sorbet. A lot of the videos say to stay away from dairy, and I agree. I tried bubble tea without the bubbles on one of the days, and that milk instantly, like the phlegm is so much thicker, and you keep trying to swallow it, and it really hurts, and it's not worth it. Just stay away from dairy for the few days that you're doing this recovery. I basically had sorbet, the without dairy obviously, and then popsicles once in a while. Jello still was harder, but not bad. I enjoyed it. And I'm trying to think if I ate anything else in the first few days. No, those were the main things: popsicles, sorbet, and jelly. When I could eat, the first thing that I ate was scrambled eggs, which I managed. I find things with bigger pieces, like softer chicken or bigger pieces of egg, was easier to swallow than something that's really small and fine. So you might have that experience as well. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that was really helpful. The humidifier is key. It's key. Oh my god. The biggest thing that it helps you with the humidifier is it stops you from needing to drink water constantly. Because if you have a tonsillectomy and it gets you dry, the pain is much worse, and it can lead to bleeding and stuff. Thankfully, I didn't have any bleeding during my surgery, but I would recommend highly getting a humidifier because throughout the night, if you can't get up to keep drinking water, just like sleep with your face in the humidifier, and it kind of like kept my throat wet, which I had not a lot of trouble sleeping. What I would recommend is after day 4, when the pain starts climbing, set an alarm every 3.5 hours so that you wake up and you take a painkiller before it wears off. So it says to have it every 4 hours, but by the 4th hour, the painkiller has worn off and the pain is really bad. So if you want to avoid that, it doesn't hurt to take it just a few minutes before, and then it just holds you in good stead. So I set an alarm every 3.5 hours, and that made a big difference for me. Another thing that I would want to talk about is speaking. So I couldn't speak till day 7 or 8 because when I spoke, I had this really sharp pain right here, like just above my vocal box. I don't know why. I was going to ask the surgeon tomorrow what that pain was related to, but it's not that I couldn't speak, but when I spoke, that sharp pain was so hurtful that it wasn't like a pleasant experience. Even now, if I make too big like if I make a big sound like that, I still feel like the presence of something that hurts. It doesn't hurt like it did before, but it was really painful to speak with that, and I couldn't really talk till day 8. A great hack for those of you who were doing the notebook thing: Google Translate lets you type in a sentence, and then there's a mic option which it speaks it out for you. So that was really helpful. So I could like hang out with my friends and press that thing. Oh, another thing that I ate a lot of, which I didn't mention, was soy pudding. You get this thing called Soylent or soy something. I can grab it. Hang on. Oh, I have a mermaid version here. I haven't opened this yet, but this kind of thing. It's like these snack packs of pudding. They're really glossy and smooth, and they're also like kind of nutritious, and so this was great. I ate these actually most of the days. I can't believe I forgot about those. They come in like really simple flavors like vanilla and caramel and stuff. Honestly, the removal of the tonsils makes this thick film on your tongue that makes everything taste terrible. So these cold things that don't really have strong flavors are your best friends. Because I tried to have like this blue Gatorade because I figured that one bottle of this is like 2 bottles of water. Oh my god, this flavor, which I love normally, was disgusting with the tongue film. So try a few different liquids. Again, I would say the aloe vera juice is your best friend. Water, I could start drinking normally after the 5th day. So the first 5 days I struggled with water. I made sure to drink it constantly because I was afraid of the pain, but it wasn't like an easy experience with the water. So just to recap: humidifier, aloe vera juice, ice pack and heat, and a pudding. These are the 5 essentials of recovery. Just to take a minute to talk about the septoplasty. Basically, I had a deviated septum here, and they straightened it. I think I'm pretty sure there's something in my nose in terms of the nose splints. But just to recap, the healthcare system here doesn't tell you really what they're doing to you. So I didn't really hear whether there's a splint in my nose or like what it's supposed to feel like or how to take care of it. And there isn't a lot of information online, just a lot of videos of people having them pulled out. I think I have them in my nose because I can't like smile more than this. I can't laugh. Like there's a tightness in my face. I definitely can't breathe through my nose alone. I need to breathe with my mouth as well. There's a thickness here, but at the first 4 or 5 days I had a bit of bleeding, so I had to wear like a bandage with a tape under my nose to catch like the blood. It doesn't hurt very much, even at the beginning, even in the first few days. Like it wasn't a painful recovery. It's just uncomfortable, and I had to put a saline spray and like this ointment every day for 10 days, and that the saline spray really takes down the pain. So again, if your nose dries out too, it does hurt, so the spray makes a lot of difference. In terms of hygiene, a lot of people said that you get bad breath with the recovery, and it's true, you do, but it's not hard to brush. Like you can actually put a brush into your mouth, it doesn't hurt. And I also got an alcohol-free, sugar-free mouthwash, another recommendation from one of these life-saving videos. So I brush my teeth and I use the mouthwash multiple times a day. It doesn't burn, it doesn't hurt, nothing happened. That helped me feel like a human while going through this torture. So yeah, I would say those are the main highlights. Tomorrow I'm going to have this thing removed. While I have it in my nose, if I think I have the splints. There's nothing I can see I even check with a flashlight and stuff. I don't know if I have it something, but it hurts to wear a mask and it hurts to wear my glasses. I wear glasses, but the pressure here, even with the mask clip, it's such a light thing, but even that hurts. So I've been not really going outside a lot because you have to wear a mask in a lot of places, and it hurts to wear the mask. So that's just sort of COVID experience of a septoplasty. Today, when I swallow, I can feel like a bit of soreness still. It really doesn't hurt. I don't need a painkiller. I'm being able to speak, of course, but I can't open my mouth, and I am slurring some of my words. I can't enunciate normally and speak clearly. I don't know if that's because I've lost practice with speaking, or if it's because my nose and this part of my muscles are still really tight. But in any case, that's something that I'm still dealing with. I tried to go for a walk in the middle there, but when you walk, the bouncing, the motion, my nose would hurt when I was doing that. But anyway, these are the large takeaways from the experience in Montreal, without a family doctor, without a lot of help in the house. These are the keys to how to manage. I wouldn't be too worried. I didn't really have a lot of really bad pain. It's just you got to stay on top of the management. You got to have the painkiller every few hours. You got to stick with the humidifier. Got to do the ice pack thing. I got one of those like soft ice packs that fold even when you put it in the freezer. So I see some people have like a necklace which you can wear like that. You don't need that one. It's cheaper. You can just get this one. It does the job just fine. And so these are the highlights of my septoplasty, tonsillectomy, and tissue reduction in my nose. The reason I got this surgery was because I have had tonsillitis every month for most of my childhood. My tonsils were so big that they were blocking my throat, and when I lay down, I couldn't breathe with them in my throat. And I went for a dental appointment where they told me they refuse to do any dental treatments on me while I can't breathe through my nose. So those were the reasons that I got this surgery. And now, since getting it, I have woken up in the middle of the night a few times to see myself sleeping on my back, and I have never ever been able to do that before. So that was quite a exciting development in my life. So these are the highlights. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the description, and if I know the answer, I'll help you out. If I know a video that I watched that addresses it, I'll do my best to link them down there. In any case, thank you to all the people who have made vlogs and videos talking about their experience and the things that they ate and how they got better. I forgot about the existence of smoothies. I feel like that would have helped me because the thing that I really messed up with was nutrition, because all I was eating was sugar for the first 6 days with pudding, sorbet, ice cream, and the taste of sugar now is like triggering for me. I literally can't eat sugar. It's disgusting. So I would recommend, blending up some spinach and carrots and stuff and just getting some of those good things in your body as well. it does make a big difference to have things cold. So try to keep everything in the fridge like the night before and just have it cold in the morning. Weight loss was the thing I wanted to talk about. I lost, I think in kg, you can convert that to pounds, but I lost about 5 kg during the 10 days of eating nothing. And I have been able to eat normally since about day 11. Normally meaning like soft rice and shredded up chicken and things like that. And since eating that, I've already put back 2 of the 5 kg, but I'm still 3 kg down, which is great. I mean, not that I'm condoning malnutrition, but it's always a plus to lose some weight. So anyway, for those who are wondering about weight loss, it's true, yeah, because you're not eating it, you're losing weight. So I would say that's something that I can guarantee, but it will come back if you eat normally. Or like I have been eating poutine and Cheetos and stuff since I've been able to eat because I've just been missing eating normal food. So that's something you can expect. Anyway, thank you all for watching this video. It got a bit longer than I wanted it to, but I wanted to pack 2 weeks worth of information into this. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the description and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you. Take care. Bye.